What up, gamers? Spencer here, and welcome back to Frontline 2 Exilium. So, yeah, the part 2 of Deep Oblivion is now out. Last time, we finished up the story for the Intertwined Assault, and now, yeah, we can now continue with the Deep Oblivion story. So, yeah, I assume we might see some interesting things that also were from the Intertwined Assault. I think that has to deal with Groza, if I had to guess, but I guess I'll find out and see. Here we go. But I assume that's where it comes from. They said something very interesting in that story, where I'm guessing it's from here, but I'm not sure. Anyways, here we go. Let's go and begin, man. But yeah, one thing I will say, after this update, I think I will slow down when it comes to the content of this game. Because, yeah, I think, recently I've been thinking of gacha games for me to either axe or slow down. And when I say axe, I mean like, stop playing. Right now, I'm thinking about just like slowing down the uploads for this game. Because yeah, it's been fun. Played this game for over a year now. But I think, as more gacha games come out, I do want to maybe put things on the slow down. And I feel like this game here, I definitely want to do. I do enjoy the story of this game. But I feel like, as I play more of it, I don't feel as engaged as I did before. I think especially with the presentation of this game, where yeah, it just feels like I'm just mainly reading, not a lot of like those like CGI cutscenes that we get from the beginning of the game. They kind of like just stopped it for now. And sometimes, even like the events, they don't have the voices, so I don't know, in a way, it just doesn't feel like, some of these events, they don't feel too serious, unless like it's like the Deep Oblivion story and stuff like that. But yeah, that's just how I feel about the game, I feel like I'm starting to get like worn out of this game. But I'm still gonna play it though, like, like other than the story, I think when it comes to the gacha in this game, probably one of the better ones for me, because I feel like I've been getting a lot of like collapse pieces over time. Like, I guess, later on I'll show you guys my collapse pieces that I was able to collect since the beginning of this update, because like I spent everything on, like I said, I think all my collapse pieces, all my pulls, and then I was able to easily recover that back. Like it's kind of insane with this game, Like yeah, story presentation, not my favorite, but everything else feels like it's pretty awesome. Anyways, let's continue the story here. All systems aboard the Elmo are operating normally for now. Though the road to live isn't exactly smooth, we were winding through the mountains for some time and ran into some trouble earlier, but it's been dealt with, for now at least. The convoluted route to the Elmo is taking has probably made it hard to track. We've been worried about pursuers, but neither Darcher nor Bluespear, the one who attacked Klukai's team, ever showed up. That's good. Keep moving toward Liv. Then this transmission will... Kellen. What? Even though I already suspected as much when I learned of Helena's connection to Paradis, I still want to hear directly from Callan. You knew Paradis had resurfaced, didn't you? You even sent 404 to investigate. Why didn't you tell me? I'm sorry. At first, all I had were vague rumors. I didn't want to cause unnecessary panic before anything was confirmed. That's all? Kellen lowers her eyes. Time has made her more mature, but to me, it's only a thin veil draped over her emotions. I can still see her guilt as clearly as ever. At first, I thought it was just about investigating illegal operations and private armed forces run by major corporations in the White Zones. It was only later that I realized it was much more dangerous than that. I didn't know what this thread would unravel into. To be honest, I kind of regret forwarding Helena's request to you back then. I haven't fought in a war in years, but I'm not as fragile as you think. I mean, if you were in a safe zone, with MFA are still around, even a company as dominant in Odessa as the Gerard Group would think twice before targeting us. But the Yellow Zones are different. Out there, the highest god is nature, and beneath nature, the most ruthless and chaotic thing is humanity itself. The Elmo, traveling alone through the Yellow Zones, is like a ship adrift on the open sea. It could capsize at any moment. I was afraid that if I kept this up, Both the Elmo and you would end up in some predicament where there's no way out, and I wouldn't be able to help. I wouldn't even be able to reach you in time if something happened. I didn't want to lose contact with you again. Back then. Kellen's voice trembles. The scar from that year still runs deep between us, a ravine that's never healed. I don't know how to comfort her. I can't explain everything yet either. Better to end this topic for now. I heard about ODE-01. The Gerard group's getting bolder. You need to be careful. The sudden change of subject brings a flash of disappointment to Callan's eyes, but the veil of time quickly covers it again. Sure, I'm not that little girl anymore, Commander. I know. But thank you for your concern. You take care too, Commander. The giant screen over the city plaza is playing the news. Breaking news. The large-scale chaos caused by the Gerard group's automatons continues, affecting the white zone city of Odessa and all of its subordinate green zones and purification zones. Today, at a press conference held at the Gerard Group headquarters, Oblast Parliament member and chairman of the Gerard Group, Rurik Gerard, issued a formal apology and explanation. Here's the live footage from the conference. The recent malfunctions in Gerard's automatons have severely impacted residents' lives and delayed the purification project. We extend our deepest apologies. The cause of the mechanical malfunctions have been preliminarily identified. In our efforts to meet Odessa's industrial demands, we overemphasized production efficiency, which led to some technical vulnerabilities. We are currently in the process of recalling all affected units. Additionally, our technicians are working with government agencies to resolve all related incidents as soon as possible. We believe order will soon be restored in the affected areas. Once the cause is fully verified, we'll hold another press conference to explain in detail. Please rest assured that the Gerard Group absolutely and completely has the ability to take full responsibility for this accident. Full of responsibility, my butt. If they're so capable, why are we the ones pulling over time because of it? Lena tears her gaze away from the plaza's big screen and looks toward the slowly moving crowd behind the police line. Under Leva's command, the dolls are assisting the PSA in dispersing the protest march. The demonstrators carry banners denouncing Gerard and protesting unchecked industrial expansion. Dealing with those automatons are already bad enough. Now we have to keep these protests under control too. Some people even yell at us, and we can't yell back. If you ask me, that Rurik should be dragged out onto the street and face the people's anger himself. If he really showed up, things would only get worse for us. Just bear with it. He deserves it. The Oblast governments know better. Buying most of their security droids from Gerard was bad enough, but even factory tools, vehicles, and household microwaves are all Gerard made. Isn't that insane? That's exactly what's scary. Gerard's monopoly has quietly and insidiously made Odessa's residents dependent on it. If Gerard collapses, their daily lives collapse too. No wonder both the government and the public turned a blind eye before. Now they're paying for it. Lena glares at the packed protester with exasperation. I bet Rurik's also having a rough time now, betrayed by his own third-gen doll, with his server sabotage, and still having to keep the damaged data center hidden from the public. He's swallowing a very bitter pill. Only you could stay so optimistic, Leva. How else could I cope if I didn't? That third-gen doll beat me so badly my neurocloud got scrambled. Now all I can do is help maintain public order. Leva shrugs and hands the end of the loose police tape to Rebella, who reattaches it to a street lamp. That's not the real reason, is it? You're not the only one. I can't use cyber warfare to shut down those rogue automatons anymore either. Who knows? Ever since this chaos started, those affected automatons have become almost impossible to hack from level 2. Everything has to be resolved through physical combat. It sure got that old school vibe. Well, at least my shooting accuracy is still decent, even if I can't keep up with you in combat. But how is that fair? Shouldn't we all be equally bad at it? Oh, yeah. Hmm? What's with that reaction? Lena squirms a little at Leva's puzzled look. Robella quietly moves closer to Leva and asks in a low voice, Leva, do you think this chaos was staged by Gerard or caused by that mysterious doll? Hmm. It's possible Gerard's dragging things out to buy time and destroy evidence, but this mess is too big. It's even affecting construction and nearby purification zones. And with the election at such a critical stage, I doubt Rurik wants this kind of scene right now. The investigation into that mysterious doll and the third-gen prototypes has been forced to a stop too. Yeah, until Gerard plugs the loopholes in its systems, the chaos in Odessa won't end. To maintain relations with the Oblast government, an OMFA can only prioritize keeping order, like we're doing now. That makes it even more likely that the doll is behind all this. Bingo. As pathetic as it sounds, I really hope our dear Rurik turns out to be a bit more competent. Him? Competent? Even the government office equipment is like a time bomb now. Just yesterday, Major Fedia's mug almost exploded along with his coffee machine. Good thing Alva was nearby and put out the fire in time. Yeah, where's Alva? Hearing her name, Alva, who is ushering the protest line along, turns her head. Oh, there she is. I think she looks really cool, man. I'm really curious what she's like in combat. I assume that in the future she'll be playable. The fastest one to grab the fire extinguisher was Sopo. But 80% of the foam went all over Major Fedias. Sopo, you totally did that on purpose, didn't you? Sopo jogs over from the back and shoots a glance at Fedia, who is managing order on the other side of the street. That guy just gives me bad vibes. Couldn't resist the chance. You're suspecting Major Fedia? Not exactly. It's just a hunch. It's a very good hunch. Sopo sniffs the air, frowning. He smells like a bureaucrat. Yuck. He came away with only a broken mug and a ruined uniform. He got off lightly. Alright, enough. Kellen told us to cooperate with Major Fedia, remember? How about cutting back on the pranks? Good thing Alva helped it yesterday. Otherwise, how were we supposed to explain why you sprayed him without even putting out the fire? I would have handled this even without Alva. Knowing full well she's in the wrong, Sopo slinks back to Rebella's side. Neva shakes her head helplessly. Thanks, Alva. It was nothing. It wasn't a serious incident. I don't just mean the fire yesterday, protecting my body back in the underground lab, helping maintain public order here. Oh, are you here now? None of this part is part of your mission, is it? You're supposed to be doing something more important. Sorry, I have heard you on the comms the day before yesterday. I thought you'd respond right away and leave us. You're short on personnel, and I couldn't just ignore the chaos here, so I postponed my operation. Putting personal judgments ahead of orders, eh? That's not like the old Alva. It wasn't an order, but I'm not going to be a subordinate who just obeys anymore. That's my promise to AK-12. I remember, she was a AK, right? I forgot which one. But I'm guessing AK-12 is a different. It's not like, you know, what she is. But that's pretty cool. I forgot. Like, if I'm thinking of the AK family, or the AK likes, I mean, I don't know the characters and stuff. There's like the AN, not AN. Oh yeah, there's the AN-94. I'm guessing that's one of them. Like I don't know, like, you know, the real, if that's really connected to the AK guns, but I think it is. And then there's the AK-15, of course, 47 and 74. I forgot what she is. I'm gonna guess she's 15. I don't know. The protest march ahead has finally moved out of the police line area. Leva turns back towards Lena. Looks like our work here is done for now, but too bad. Today is far from over. Huh? Lena follows Leva's gaze. Not far away, Major Fedia is in the middle of a call, brows furrowed, a few strands of hair fallen loose from his usually immaculate hairstyle. Looks like Major Fedia has received another mission. It seems serious. Leva, are we heading to the next satellite city? But the public transport and medical systems here still haven't been restored. Probably, but once the risk level of the protest drops, the local PSA can take over. It won't be too dangerous if the public transport is temporarily suspended. As long as we can reduce civilian casualties, the pressure on the medical system will ease. We and the Special Security Administration have to move to more chaotic areas to maintain order. We can't afford to lose sight of the bigger picture. Yeah, you're right. I'll go inform everyone. Lena glances unhappily at the big screen in the city plaza. The Gerard Group's press conference broadcast is still ongoing. The camera cuts to Rurik, who is answering reporters' questions with calm politeness. Splat! Whoa! Whoa! Okay. I'm guessing that's on the TV, right? That's not like the actual Rurik getting assassinated, right? Somebody just like threw like tomato at the screen. That's not like an actual blood splatter. Like I was so confused, man. Like, did he really just die now? But I'm guessing, yeah. Just looking at the screen, the way like the blood is kind of like splattered, it's probably like a tomato, man. That really scared me. I thought he actually got assassinated. Jeez. Anyways, red suddenly blooms on Rurik's composed face. Vicious liquid slowly drips down the screen. Yep, it's a screen. Leaving comical streaks on his cheeks. The big screen has been hit by a paintball. Oh, a paintball. Thought it might have been like a tomato. Hypocritical capitalists. The mechanical riots was Gerard's conspiracy. With a shout from the crowd, the demonstration that has just quietened down erupts again. People raise their placards, shouting accusations in fury. And more. More and more paintballs hit the screen. The security automatons, which have gone into standby mode, are reactivated by the gunfire, closing in on the crowd alongside the security officers. Fedia's voice comes over the comm channel. All units, attention! Raise riot shields, stop the crowd from crossing the line, and restore order immediately. Fire warning shots if necessary. No. Uh-oh. Before Rebella can finish, a burst of gunfire hits the concrete near the protest procession. The crowd gasps in shock. I said if necessary. Nobody fires without orders. But the bullets, oblivious to Fedia's command, continue to spray forth mercilessly. Sopo snatches up the riot shield just in time, blocking the next wave of attacks. Murder! The security droids are killing people! Although no one is injured, the crowd falls into panic. People shove and scramble to escape, screams and the curses rising into chaos. These droids aren't behaving normally. Danger, purge, danger, purge. The security droids. Their firing protocol should have been locked. Don't tell me. Realizing the situation, Fedia immediately changes orders. All units, priority 1, suppress the droids, destroy them outright. Civilian safety first. Leva, commit adults to assist. Understood. Sopo, Lena, Alva, support the SSA in destroying the rogue droids. Got it! Rebella, you and I will help the security officers evacuate the crowd. Right. Okay. Yeah, this is a long first level. I assume, it'll be like before where there will be some missions where it goes by pretty fast. Lena and the others have begun fighting. Let's go, Rebella. Yep. Stick to the plan. Keep an eye on the clock. Da-da-da. Leva should be praising me this time. Alright, no bad start. No, yeah, interesting story. We're just pretty much, I feel like most of that time was just us, like, just, standing guard in that protest. I feel like it's been like that for like maybe 16 minutes or so. But yeah, guys, after this whole story here, I think that is definitely where I at least want to slow down. You know, I have thought about maybe stopping it Let's Playing a bit, but like, the thing is, I still like the game. I'd rather like slow it down than, you know, stopping it altogether. I still like the, I guess, the progression of this game when it comes to the gacha, because like, it feels one of the more, you know, it feels one of the more what is the, I guess forgiving in a way. Like I would say this and Wuthering Waves are both the most forgiving, but I like the amount of like the collapse pieces you get, it seems, on each patch, like the amount of pulls. I feel like in this game it's been like the most I've done when it comes to like the Hoyo, like, you know, gacha model. The Berserk automatons are eventually destroyed. Security staff load their wreckage onto transport trucks. The protesters have dispersed. Ambulances carry the injured away, leaving the city plaza in ruins. The big screen, splattered in paint, is still playing Odessa news, but the report has long shifted from Gerard's press conference to the breaking news of the ODE-01 security automatons going rogue and opening fire on protesting civilians. Looks like Legislator Rurik will have to make another public apology. Leva stacks up the scattered banners by the roadside. Fedya strides toward her. Leva, tell your team to depart in 15 minutes. We'll take the train to the next satellite city. It's not a scheduled departure, but a special authorization. Don't be late. Roger that. Fedya nods and turns to leave. Oh, by the way, Major Fedya, I heard you're a native of Odessa? Fedya frowns at the question, but nevertheless stops in his tracks. Yes, what do you ask? Nothing, just asking. Odessa hasn't been very peaceful lately. How's your family holding up? They're fine. Thanks for asking. Make sure your team is ready in 15. Fedya ignores her after that and walks off briskly. On the train, Lena glances at Fedya, who has stepped out of the carriage for a remote report, then scoots close to Leva. Leva, are you okay? My frame isn't damaged, don't worry. That's not what I'm asking. I mean what happened in the underground lab. Your neural cloud was damaged. Leibniz has already performed the repairs. Most functions have been restored. Some neural data is still unrecoverable, but it's mostly old logs, nothing important. Really? Nothing important? Lena fidgets with her fingers. Leva, what's with that face? As if I'd be shaken by something that insignificant. Losing those data blocks has actually freed up some processing space. Some messy redundant data got cleaned out too. Leva gently pats Lena's head. What about you? Do you blame me? Huh? You mean what happened at the light rail station? There was nothing else to do back then. I know. And if I were really in danger, you'd come to save me no matter what, right, Leva? But that doll who attacked you in the lab, I'll make sure she pays the next time we meet. Lena leans on Leva's shoulders and claws at the air playfully, like a little lion. Then I look forward to being avenged, Lena. Leave it to me. Love you, Leva. Lena rubs her cheeks against Leva's neck affectionately. Alright, if you keep that up, the others will start laughing at you. Right, Robella? Leva suddenly glances toward the opposite seat. Sure enough, Robella is watching quietly. Their eyes meet. Robella awkwardly looks out the window. No, I won't. Alba smoothly changes the subject. Leva, I remember Calvin mentioning that some PMC forces and part of the railway core are from the purification zones were called back. Is the situation that bad? It must be. Legislator Zimmerman. Oh, I forgot about him. His handkerchief nearly fell apart from soaking up all that sweat that day. I'm kind of curious about Zimmerman, man. I saw him in the Intertwined Assault. He's looking all evil and stuff. I wonder what he did in this story to be in that position. I don't know if he like, I don't know if he like somehow like took care of Rurik and now he's like in the top of the world. Jeez, dude. I really want to see how Zimmerman got there, because I assume now, you know, with that story, yeah, I assume it he might have like spoiled for me in a way where he is actually evil. In the House of Parliament, Zimmerman wipes his brow, tucks his handkerchief away, and looks at Kellen seated beside him. Fedya, Leva, and their team are once again on security duty. Miss Kalina, we are truly grateful for the Non-Military Forces Administration's decision to dispatch troops to help the Oblast government restore order. No need for thanks, legislator. We've already built a strong partnership with Odessa, and no MFA won't stand by while civilians are at risk. I've also learned that you've worked to clear my subordinates' names. You've been mediating connections, urging officials to collect evidence. I appreciate your trust deeply. And I must also thank Major Fedya and the members of the Special Security Administration for continuing to pursue the investigation and gather evidence. My subordinates and vindication is thanks to all of you. Kalina smiles warmly at Fedya's direction. Fedya nods, lowering his eyes. You flatter us. That setup was a simple trap. Anyone could see through it, but we still haven't identified the one behind it, and now we lack the manpower to review the ODE-22 light rail station surveillance. Still, thank you for your trust. The truth will surface sooner or later. For now, let's focus all efforts on containing the Gerard Berserk automatons. Also, about that underground lab discovered by my subordinates, the explosion may have destroyed all evidence, but I still hope you'll instruct security forces to conduct a full sweep. Of course, in hindsight, the former chief's rayness toward Gerard's reckless expansion was unfounded. This large-scale automaton malfunction has made residents who depend on Gerard's technology deeply uneasy. That anxiety will take time to fade. Indeed, yesterday's latest polling reflected that Legislator Rurik's approval ratings have dropped, and your calm, steady stance in public speeches has given citizens a sense of safety in this turbulent time. Your efforts to restore peace in Odessa will surely be remembered. Zimmerman pauses for a moment at Kalina's mention of the election. Due to pressure from public opinion and practical concerns, the candidates have strongly demanded that the vote for the interim chief be postponed. In the end, the central government agreed to their request, even going so far as to choose another day for the announcement of the voting period itself. The public will forget what I've done soon enough once the unrest is settled. The candidates, huh? Understanding the nuance of Callan's tone, Zimmerman doesn't respond. He only gives a weary smile. But perhaps that's for the best. I can put aside a few troubles for now and devote all my attention to the automaton malfunction issue. Allow me to once again personally thank NOMFA for your support. Miss Kalina, you and your subordinates have been caught in turmoil since arriving in Odessa. I failed to ensure your safety. My apologies. There's no need, legislator. You and Major Fedya have already given us plenty of assistance. However, even though NOMFA commands some combat units, our organization is primarily administrative in nature. The number of direct action personnel we can deploy nearby is limited. Indeed, that's why I propose requisitioning part of the railway core temporarily from surrounding purification zones to provide support. But since the Gerard automaton's influence has already spread to those zones, and the railway core still has to carry out existing purification operations simultaneously, reinforcement will likely be quite limited. Therefore, I must ask another favor. Please go ahead. I hope the Non-Military Forces Administration can cooperate with the Odessa government to jointly call upon local PMCs to support the current suppression operations and to assist in dealing with the aftermath of the automaton malfunction. You mean, to introduce incentive policies targeting the PMCs? Exactly. I'll discuss the matter with my director, but NOMFA can only issue a joint call and coordinate with the Odessa government to provide limited rewards. The final decision still lies with each PMC individually. Zimmerman's intention to win Callan's support is becoming increasingly apparent. Yeah, incentivizing PMCs and requisitioning. I can't say that word for some reason. Requisitioning the railway core. Neither move is small, and a joint initiative with NOMFA will put their cooperation right in the public eye. Zimmerman's maneuver earns him publicity without costing the Odessa government a thing. So he is hoping to become the interim chief after all. Of course, what politician ever runs just to lose? So, Callan's just letting herself be used like that? It's a mutually beneficial arrangement. Each gets what they need. From Callan's perspective, things will get worse if power in Odessa really fell in Rurik's hands. Still, as Zimmerman said, the situation isn't bad enough to shake Rurik's overwhelming lead in the election yet. He'll have to try harder. Politics is so complicated. Don't overthink it. For now, we just need to keep following NOMFA's orders, end the unrest, then resume our previous investigation into illegal armed forces. By the time we get to reopen that investigation, the Jawar group will have wiped out every trace of evidence. If only we had managed to destroy the prototype completely back then maybe the evidence in the server room could have survived. No one could have stopped that outcome. Don't blame yourself too much, Robella. You were protecting my frame the entire time. Right. If my frame had been destroyed then, I wouldn't have been able to regain control of the security system. In that case, even if you, Sopo, and Alva had defeated the third-gen prototype, it might have self-destructed in the final moment, taking us all with it. All relevant neural records would have been lost. You made a perfectly sound value judgment about me, Robella. Value judgment? What's wrong with that? It wasn't a value judgment at all. Even if you didn't have excellent EW abilities, I wouldn't have let you be destroyed. I see. Well, this might sound ungrateful, but the next time you're in command, I hope you'll weigh the risk and benefits more carefully before issuing combat orders, okay? You mean, if you were me, your determination would be different? Depends on the situation. Leva. How did it turn into an argument all of a sudden? Leva is very grateful that you protected her. I know, but that's not the point. Huh? Robella's persistence leaves Lena feeling a little flabbergasted, while Alva remains silent, her stance unreadable. Our judgment criteria may differ slightly, but given the situation back then, our conclusions were the same. Let's not dwell on it now. I just saw the conductor go in the next car. Robella, go get Sopo back, would you? If the conductor sees her trying to pry open the window and stick her head out, we'll have a problem. Alright. Robella stands and leaves, her expression still stiff. Nina looks back and forth between her and Leva, clearly worried. It's fine. As long as nothing like that happens again, there won't be a problem. Meanwhile, in a private compartment, Fedya finishes his report call. After a moment of hesitation, he dials another number and switches the call to voice only. A moment later, the line connects. The Non-Military Forces Administration and the Public Security Administration are fully cooperating on the automaton malfunction issue. Legislator Zimmerman is busy receiving the Railway Corps officers who just arrived from the purification zones. Thank you for the update, Major. Though, I do hope next time you'll contact me at the agreed time. For now, it's better we stick to emails or text messages. Is there something else, Major? The underground laboratory discovered by Leva's team in ODE-04. What's your connection to it? Underground laboratory? This is the first time I've heard of it. There's no solid evidence yet, but NOMFA has implied the lab is connected to the automatons going rogue. I want to know the truth. The truth is, the Gerard group knows nothing about it. You must have looked it into yourself, Major. The property and all related assets have no ties to us. But NOMFA claims the lab contained high lethality illegal weaponry, and that its servers were destroyed at nearly the same time the Gerard automatons went haywire. You still want to call that a coincidence? Gerard has shown up in too many coincidences like this. Perhaps it really isn't a coincidence. Gerard is making a joke out of Odessa. Oh no, you misunderstand, Major. In fact, Based on the recent technical analysis, it's highly likely that the automaton's malfunction was man-made. Our engineers discovered evidence of a breach in our data servers. If the underground lab really was researching highly lethality illegal weapons, as you say, then something targeting the Gerard group becomes the far more likely explanation. If we dig deeper, we might even find that the lab was deliberately storing Gerard automatons to frame us. The whole site was destroyed. There's little chance of finding clues. A pity. If evidence like linking the two events did exist, it would mean someone's deliberately trying to sabotage Gerard's growth. Or worse, to interfere with Chairman Rurik's election campaign. If the chairman learned that all of this chaos across Odessa was merely a ploy to disrupt his candidacy, his headaches would only get worse. Hearing Rurik's name, Fedia's tone softens slightly. That's speculation. There's no solid proof that the two are connected. The chairman would appreciate your concern, Major. He said more than once that Gerard's management and technical systems have their flaws, and that it's only thanks to your past friendship that you've shown leniency. Otherwise, he might have lost his stance to run for interim chief entirely. I do owe a great deal to Legislator Rurik. I assist with these matters because I believe Gerard's development benefits Odessa, but you must remember where the line is. I won't help with anything that harms Odessa's long-term stability and growth. Yeah, I do believe in Fedia here. I think, from like what I've seen in this conversation, you know, he is helping out the Gerard group, but he's doing it for his people. Even like earlier with the family stuff that Leva mentioned. Like, yeah, I think he just wants to make sure his home is all good. My apologies. My previous statement was poorly phrased. The chairman was proud to have sponsored your education, Major. He hopes he'll continue contributing to Odessa's safety and progress. Both he and the Gerard group will always support you unconditionally. And I guess, yeah, there's that too, where, yeah, Rurik, it seems, really helped out Fedia in his lifetime. Understood. If Gerard has nothing to do with the illegal weapons, then there's no longer a direct conflict between you and the non-military forces administration, and I won't need to intervene again, right? After all, my repeated assistance in undermining Councillor Kalina has likely drawn her suspicion already. Well, if possible, we'd still like you to maintain the current arrangement for now. And now MFA's misunderstanding of Gerard has not been resolved, and now there may even be hostile parties trying to frame us. The chairman hopes to prevent mounting animosity between the two sides. For now, please, Major, just delay their investigation a little to keep things from being twisted by malicious actors. I don't see how that will ease any misunderstanding. It's only a temporary measure, but this is a critical time. Gerard is under siege on all sides. Surely, Major, you don't wish to see the chairman's campaign fail. Once everything settles, he'll personally give NOMFA a full explanation. Very well. That's wonderful. Please keep in touch, Major Fedia. The call ends, but Fedia doesn't return to the carriage immediately. Through the window, he sees the lush greenery of the Green Zone, and beyond them, the City of Steel. This is Odessa, his home, one of the few safe zones humanity has reclaimed after several nuclear blasts, through sheer resilience and advanced technology. Compared to the images of the contamination zones, it's comfortable, developed. Much of that strength is thanks to the Gerard Group, their contribution to Odessa's pride. It is also Odessa's future. Gerard is like a great umbrella, shielding Odessa from the storm, or perhaps a sail, pushing it ever forward, even if it gathers some dust. So what? No one should or can take it down. This world holds no absolute purity. To seek collective prosperity, sacrifices must be made. I can't expect ordinary people to understand that. As long as I understand, that's enough. So thinks Fedia as he pockets his terminal. The train speeds on. The steel and glass carriage is silent and secure, so quiet that there is no sound to tell him what's true or false. And I think that's it. Dang, that took me like Around 40 minutes to do, man. For like one mission, right? That was just one. I think that was just one. Alright, let's go do one more until like we reach the 50 minutes. In the Gerard group's office, Ulrich leans back in his chair, rubbing his temple with one hand. The heavy wooden door sounds. Ulrich composes himself, though his expression remains troubled. Wooden door? I mean, looking at this place, I feel like it would just be like a lot of like, I guess not wood. Enter. Cocoon strolls in unhurriedly and closes the door behind her. I've compiled today's closing prices for the stock market and sent them to you, sir. Just tell me. I don't have time to look. It's still showing a downward trend. Warwick slams his fist against the table. The board's opinion is to delay the new stock issuance, to wait until the average price rises a bit before. Delay? How can they delay it? Do those fools on the board not know how much the automaton malfunctions are costing us in penalties and compensations? Rorik's chest heaves violently. He can no longer suppress his anger. He grabs the ashtray beside him and hurls it toward Cocoon. Thunk. The ashtray hits Cocoon on the shoulder. She catches it just in time before it falls to the floor. She calmly approaches and places the ashtray back to where it belongs. At least the election has been temporarily suspended. As long as we cooperate with the government's efforts and calm the citizens, once Odessa regains order, the stock price will rise again. The public support you lost will also return. Easy for you to say. What did it say about what was discussed in the periodic meeting? There's been no response yet. Although some families have verbally agreed to assist, no major buyers have appeared in the secondary market. Some of the promised contracts haven't even been formally submitted. Besides that, a few families just happen to have no liquid capital left. Those dudes, is Lullaby not going to proceed anymore? If Gerard collapses, none of them are getting away. It won't come to that. It will never abandon its arrangements in Odessa. The Lullaby project will certainly continue. Please be patient, sir. Once things settle, I'll make sure they remember exactly who holds the core profits and the true technological power of the future. Yes, I believe they'll understand. Rorik regains his composure and looks back at Cocoon. Contact the representative of Czech FABN now. Understood. One moment, please. Cocoon deftly inputs a series of numbers and soon connects the call. Hello, Mr. Rurik. Spare me the pleasantries. Are the funds I asked for ready? The Czech FABN group recently purchased a batch of laboratory equipment and materials to assist Paratus in handling their recent issues. At the moment, I'm afraid our liquid capital cannot meet your needs. I don't want excuses. Don't forget what gives you the right to speak to me directly in the first place. As a experienced businessman, I'm sure you understand the group's internal operations better than I do. From what I see, your secretary was transferred back to Gerard, and now you can't even keep your own books straight, can you? Rorik glances meaningfully at Cocoon. I don't care how you do it, but you must deliver the funds I asked for, and soon. Otherwise, the Czech FABN will lose everything it granted you. We can't truly provide cash flow, but our group does have certain fixed assets and real estate holdings that could partially meet your needs, though they're not located in Odessa. I don't care where they are. Very well, I'll arrange for them to be transferred to Gerard's name as a gift. You idiot! You want Gerard's connection with you exposed? I believe my secretary can handle it discreetly. At the mysterious man's instruction, Cocoon smiles and nods. I'll also assist in liquidating those assets. You can rest assured. Do it quickly and keep it clean. Understood. Then, Rorik ends the call abruptly. Push him to complete the transfer, then sell everything off. Recover the cash flow. Yes, sir. Oh, that was it. That was kind of fast. Okay, maybe we can do 3. Alright, we might be able to do this in a good amount of time. Oh, wait, it's just a battle? Okay. Well, yeah, nice. I mean, yeah, it definitely feels like a lot of, like, stuff happening behind the scenes. I'm not sure if I understand everything, but I think Rurik just needs some help from, like, whoever he was talking to just now. Here! There are wounded here! Hurry! The site of the incident is a scene of chaos. Several ambulances are parked along the road, with medics and security personnel moving between crumpled vehicles, pulling out the injured one by one. Groans, cries, and shouts for help fill the air. Blood and gasoline stain the asphalt, but no one has time to care. Medical personnel, evacuate the wounded as fast as possible. Firefighters, remain on standby and watch for open flames. Over the comms, Major Fedya directs the rescue with steady calm. Liva leads her dolls back from their mission. Major Fedya, the intersections to the east and south are sealed off. Civilians and pedestrians have been evacuated. Good. Should I lead the dolls to secure the west and north intersections next? No. Sir! Sir! Before he can finish, a stocky middle-aged man runs up from a distance. He waves his thick arms wildly, his belly jiggling beneath his shirt. Even the sounding hubbub can't drown out his booming voice. The man halts in front of Fedya, snapping a perfectly formal salute, though his greasy head and panting breath make him look rather ridiculous. Oh, it's Pavel. External Support Squad 7. Captain Pavel, reporting in. Mission completed? Pavel's spittle sprays with each word, making Fedya frown, but the man doesn't notice at all. After lowering his head, he leans even closer. Sir, the western intersection's locked down tight. Civilians all relocated to safety. Awaiting your next orders. Liva, take the 2 dolls and go with the Captain Pavels to secure the northern intersection. Understood. Rebella, Lena, you're with me. Sopo, Alva, stay here and assist with the wounded. After arranging her team, Liva turns to Pavel, catching the awkward grin on his face as he fumbles for the right words. Liva, auxiliary doll of NOMFA. I don't hold a military rank. You can just call me by name. You may have no rank, but you're still my superior. That's interesting. So I'm guessing this is how. Yeah, this is how he was introduced, right? In the intertwined assault. That's how we got the connections, and that's how we got to meet that one girl. The one that was like, you know, that wanted the cure. The moment he hears they're from NOMFA, Pavel's face changes. He rummages through his pockets, pulls out a pack of cigarettes, and offers them eagerly. Would you like a smoke, ma'am? We don't have that habit. Let's just focus on the task. Right. Whatever you say, ma'am. This way, please. Pavel jogs ahead, clearing a path for them and barking orders through his terminal in an exaggerated show of diligence. Liva, this guy's weird. External Support Squad. Judging from his eagerness to please, he's probably part of the PMC forces that responded to the joint call, and no MFA oversees them, after all. Being obsequious. I don't know how to say that word. I've never seen that word before. Obsequious is normal. Don't mind it. Let's seal the intersection first. With the help of Pavel and his team, the road is quickly blocked off. When the lull comes, Pavel settles back over. Lena hides behind Liva awkwardly. You must be exhausted from all the work lately, ma'am. Dolls don't feel fatigue as long as we're maintained properly. Right, of course. Such a major incident right at the downtown crossroads. Rough, huh? Who would have think the traffic lights would just go haywire and the security droids start charging into traffic like mad? Pavel squirms uneasily at the lack of response from the dolls. He scratches his growing paunch but keeps jabbering away. This chaos in Odessa has been going on for over a week now, huh? Half the security gates are busted. Give us quite the scare when we got back the other day. You came back from the Yellow Zone? Yeah, answering the call, of course. Getting a reply makes Pavel brightly brightened immediately. Once we got the notice, our company gathered everyone we could and came right back. It's everyone's duty to protect Odessa. Your teammate over there seems to have something to say. What is it? Don't interrupt while I'm talking to our superior. Pavel turns and scolds the waiting teammate. You told me to remind you. It's about time. Leave this to us and go on ahead. It's fine. I just spoke to the teacher at school. I've still got time. Forget it. Just check with the medics to see if they need more hands. Right. Having received an order, the support squad member calls over his teammates and heads toward the site of the incident. Got other plans? No, that's just my kids getting out of school soon. So early. Well, we have Gerard's unreliable equipment to thank for. The school decided to end classes ahead of schedule. But that's fine. This place is only 2 streets away from the bus stop. I told the teacher to message me when they're close. I'll pick up the kid directly. My wife's workplace is nearby too. Once I drop the kid off, I'll come back straight. Don't worry, ma'am. It won't affect the mission. You don't need to come back. We'll stay here and... All units, emergency! The voice of the Special Security Administration officer cuts over the comms. A lot of beeping. A piercing siren blares from the distance. What's going on? Security just reported. A large vehicle about 1 kilometer from the city suddenly went out of control. It's now speeding toward the site. If not intercepted, it'll reach the center of the North Street in 6 minutes. The north side? That's right where we are. Contact the driver. Patch the comms through. All units of SSA Squad 3. Move with me to the North Street. Alright. But yeah, we'll resume this next time. I think that's a good place to stop. We'll see how they take care of this incoming vehicle. But yeah, like I said, you know, after this update, or yeah, this whole like patch story here, this event story, things will probably slow down. Like I will still try my best to like, you know, be in the current when it comes to the events, like the patches story and stuff, but you know, maybe not all the time I'll be like all caught up and stuff. I just want to be able to make room for other games on this channel. But still, I'll also play this game as long as I enjoy it. Like I said, I love the progression. I love the amount of like, you know, pulls I can make back from a patch. Because I feel like, you know, I don't need to do a lot to make a lot of pulls compared to like some other games. So I feel pretty satisfied just playing this game in general. Anyway guys, that'll be it for now. That's game.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good